Let's make abacha, which is popularly known as African salad, for lunch. So here I've got my ingredients: my ogiri, my red pepper, my red oil, my uba, my ungo, abacha, and fresh fish. So I've soaked my abacha for 30 to 40 minutes, after which I poured it out into a sieve to drain. And then this is my fresh fish, which I'll be using. It was frozen, so I defrosted for about 20 minutes to 30 minutes. So it's quite defrost now. So I washed it thoroughly. I love to use vegetable. I love to use salt to wash my vegetables and proteins. So after which now I'm cutting it into pieces. So I just used one fish because it was just one meal, so I didn't need much, much to use. I just didn't want to go through that stress of, slicing a lot of fishes. So I used one. So after washing, this was me washing the fish. I made sure that I washed it thoroughly, making sure that I removed the inner part because I don't like to see them at all. I love to wash my fish thoroughly clean, making sure that this part is not inside, because if I see it in my fish, I will take it out and I might not get back to get to eat the fish anymore. So I love to wash it properly and take it out, making sure that it is totally out. And then I discarded the whole waste, the rubbish, cleaned up where I was cooking, where I've washed the fish, and made sure that the sink and everywhere was clean. And then getting ready to cook the main part of the prepare the main part. So after now, this was the pot to use. I'll use to cook the fish, put the fish in the pot, and added the other stuff, the onion, added the crayfish, added the pepper, and added salt, everything I needed to cook the fish. I also added some fresh pepper, so just to make it tasty. Why make it very tasty. So after which I added just little water and placed it on the fire to cook. So I was getting the other stuff ready for me to use: my onion, my fresh pepper. Like I said, I love to wash with salt, so I added some salt, making sure it is properly clean so I can use it. So at this point I was washing everything to make sure it is really really clean, and tidied up everywhere as well. I'm used to tidying up while cooking. I don't like to leave stuff while I'm cooking. I love to, while I'm cooking, I'm tidying up stuff, I'm discarding everything at the same time. So this was me trying to defrost the oil, to melt the oil, because here, because it's usually cold, the oil is usually frozen. So it was not in the fridge, it was just in the shelf, but it was frozen. I washed my uba and then allowed it to drain. So here I'm slicing my onion and slicing the vegetables I will need. I also sliced the pepper that I'll be needing as well. I slice it into bits. So I'm not slicing it too tiny because I love to see this red color. It's abacha. I love to spice it up at the end of it with onion, something bold. It needs to be bold, something you can see. Just gives it this beautiful and unique color. So now my fish is ready. I'm frying the fishes now. At this point, I was just frying the fishes, and now this is my utazi. So here, this is the one I bought here, and it's always frozen. I bought it frozen, so I leave it in my freezer. Each time I need to use it, I defrost it first. And now we are just turning our fish. Our fish is getting brown. So I decided to use this pot because it's abacha. I'm not really cooking anything, just to mix it up. Just mixing. That's what I need to do. Wow, our fish is golden brown now, so it's ready to use. So fish is ready now. Now let's go on to do the main stuff. I put the red oil and I put the ungo. Ungo is liquid actually, so that's what you use to get this color. You need to stir it very well with the red oil to get fully mixed, and this is what I got after mixing thoroughly. So you can see the texture of it. It looks really okay. This is what it should be before you go ahead to add other things. See, the texture is nice. It's no longer red, it's not white, it's blended now to yellow, it's now yellow in color. So I added crayfish, I added my cube, I added the ogiri, I added dried pepper as well, and salt, and also mixed everything together. Added the sliced pepper and the onion, to mix everything together, and then my utazi goes in. So I just want it to look good. I started adding my African salad, the abacha, in bits. I didn't do much quantity. After adding the abacha, I started to stir very well. I made sure I stir it really well so as to make it blend. Then I added the fresh pepper and onion again, and then added some utazi in it. Then continued blending. I blended it thoroughly so as to mix very, very well. And after which I had to go back to my uba because I need to also make it into a paste. So I drained the water. I mixed the way I mixed for the uba, the same paste. The way I mixed the paste, I poured the red oil, put the ungo, ogiri, crayfish cubes, and salt. I also made the paste for my uba, and then added the ogiri now. Added the spices I will be needing, and crayfish, pepper, and stirred everything together to make sure that it mixes very well. After stirring, I had to start to add the uba in bits like I did with the abacha. Added everything I needed to add. I added some fresh pepper, just for the color, like I said, because I like to see this red color in it. Stirred really well, stirred really, really well. Now my abacha is ready. Garnished with sliced onion, uba, utazi, and fried fishes. This looked and tasted really nice. You can serve this with chilled Coke or any chilled fruit juice.